Ashake's secret. Some time ago, in the lively city of Ibadan, where the streets bustled with traders and the air carried the scent of roasted plantain and akara, lived a middle class family of five, the Adeyemis. The eldest child, Ashake, was a 12-year-old girl with an air of quiet confidence and maturity that her position in the family required. She has undeniably beautiful dark skin with bright, curious eyes and long, thick hair, often braided into neat cornrows by her mother. But she carried a secret that filled her with shame. She still wet the bed. It didn't happen every night anymore, but often enough to keep her in constant fear. Every morning after a bad night, she would wake up before everyone else, quickly roll up her wet bed sheets, and tiptoe to the bathroom to clean up. But sometimes her younger brother, Dapo, would notice the smell before she could hide it. Ashake peed on the bed again, Dapo once laughed. On this morning, their father, Baba Ashake, a strict and no nonsense man, was aware. He set down his newspaper, adjusted his glasses, and turned to her with a frown. Again, Ashake. His deep voice was heavy with disappointment. You are 12. You must stop behaving like a baby. Ashake stood frozen, her heart sinking. Baba Ashake's words always cut deep, and though her mother, Mama Ashake, a plump and warm woman, tried to defend her, it never seemed to matter. It's not something she does on purpose, Mama Ashake said softly. It's a disgrace, Morenikeji. Baba Ashake snapped at his wife, using her Yoruba name. At this age, should be controlling herself. She needs to be a good example to her sister. What will people say if they find out? Ashake's eyes burned with unshed tears as she looked down at her feet. She wished she could disappear. At school, Ashake was one of the brightest students in her class, but was beginning to withdraw from social activities. She cannot afford to let her friends suspect and must protect this secret, she resolved. When her best friend, Fumi, invited her to her birthday party, Ashake panicked. I don't think my parents would allow me, she stammered, forcing a smile. Fumi frowned. But you always say no. You're getting really boring, you know. Ashake wanted to, but the thought of putting herself at someone else's house and becoming the joke of the whole school made her stomach twist. Even though it was a daytime event, her self-esteem running lower than ever these days, she shook her head. Maybe next time. At home, she kept to herself more and more. Dapo and Bola played together while she watched, feeling like an outsider in her own home. But then she noticed that Bola, her younger sister, had sort of started avoiding people too. Sometimes she caught Bola sitting alone, looking sad. Mama Shake noticed Ashake as well. I don't like how you are always isolating yourself, Ashake, she said one evening while they were making dinner. Ashake shrugged, stirring the pot of ewedu soup without looking up. I don't want to embarrass myself. Mama Ashake sighed and placed a gentle hand on her daughter's back. Your bedwetting does not define you, my dear. It will stop in time, but you must not let shame control you. The tension in the house grew one morning. Baba Shake and Mama Shake had a heated argument about Ashake's bedwetting. You are too soft on her, Moreni Kiji, Baba Shake said in frustration. Do you want her to grow into a useless woman? What kind of girl her age still wets the bed? She is not useless. I will not let you speak to her that way. Mama Shaka shot back, resolved to help her little girl. Baba Ashake groaned, rubbing his head. We should take her to a traditional healer. They know how to handle these things. God forbid. There's nothing wrong with Ashake. This is a medical condition, not a curse, responded Mama Ashake. Ashake listened from behind the door, her heart pounding. She felt like a problem, a burden, tearing her parents apart. That night, she couldn't sleep. She knew she had to find a way to fix herself before her family broke apart. The next day after school, Ashake stayed back in the library and read everything she could about bedwetting. She learned that it wasn't always about carelessness. It could be genetic, or our bladder might not be fully developed yet. She found out that drinking less water before bed, waking up to use the toilet at night, and training her body during the day could help. That evening, she told her mother about what she had learned. Mama Shake smiled proudly. You see, knowledge is power, my dear. Let's try it. Together, they came up with a plan. No drinking water 1 hour before bed, using the toilet twice before sleeping, setting an alarm to wake up at night. The first few nights were hard. She still had accidents sometimes, but she didn't give up. One morning, after waking up dry again for 2 consecutive weeks, she ran to her mother with a big smile. Mommy, I did it. My bed is dry. Mama Shake hugged her tightly. I am so proud of you, my love. One night, Ashake woke up to the sound of quiet sobbing. She tiptoed to Bola's bed and saw a wet stain on her sister's mattress. Bola's face was red from crying. I peed the bed. Ashake's heart squeezed. While she had noticed that Bola was struggling with something weeks back, she had been so focused on trying to save herself first. She learned Bola had started struggling with bedwetting too. Instead of scolding her, Ashake sat on the bed and took her little sister's hands. Do you know I used to wet the bed until recently myself? She whispered. Bola blinked in surprise. You? But you're so big and pretty and so confident. Ashake smiled. And you are pretty too. Bedwetting doesn't change that. She helped Bola clean up and whispered their mother's advice to her. From that night on, Ashake guided Bola just as their mother had guided her. Soon, Bola started staying dry at night too. Ashake's confidence slowly returned. She no longer avoided her friends, and she even agreed to go for Fumi's next party, even a sleepover. When Baba Ashake noticed this change, he softened. You have done well, Ashake, he said one evening, his voice uncharacteristically gentle. I am proud of you. Her heart swelled. For the first time in months, she felt truly proud of herself too. And when Bola ran up to her one morning, beaming with excitement, I stayed dried all week, Ashake. Ashake smiled and hugged her. See, we are stronger than we think. And for the first time in a long time, she believed it. The end.